Hello everyone, it is Simtastic for Real here, and I am back with another video. And in today's video I am doing a build, and this build is something new that I'm trying to do on my channel, and it is trying to build a house surrounding a color. So I've already done blue, I've done green, and then today's is yellow. So I think it came out really nice. I know that the first color build that I did was just blue. It kind of had a lot of whites as well mixed in, and then the next build I did, which was green, which I'll link at the end of this video, I feel like I really stretched my abilities. I mean, I kind of made the whole house be pretty green, I think. And then this one even further. So this one has lots and lots of yellows in it, which you will see once I get this done. And then I was kind of going with the theme that it would be like a summer home, like it's a summertime in the game. So I did put a lot of like summer things and summer activities out in the backyard. And yeah, I took the pictures that I took of the home were in summer. So yeah, it was really nice. So yeah, it's just something new that I want to do on my channel. And then when I started building it, I didn't realize how big I made the home, because my last two builds, the blue house and the green house, were just one bedroom. This is 3 bedrooms, so you have a master bedroom and then 2 kids' bedrooms. So I am sorry about how long the video is today, but I had to get everything in there. There was like 4 parts that I had to get in there, and so it made the video kind of long today. But you'll get to see pretty good landscaping. I think in the backyard I just kind of left out some things when I was placing down some activities and things like that in the backyard, just because it just was getting a little bit too long to film. But yeah, I mean, you won't really miss anything. I think I added just like some chairs and some towels and things like that in the backyard, because like I said, I kind of want it to be a summer, like in the summertime. That's what this house would be set in. So as soon as you move your Sims in, it will be summer, and you can do all kinds of summer activities like water balloons, or you can use the sprinkler, or just lay out on the towel and sunbathe. And so my vision for this home, my family, I thought it might be a single mom, and she's got 2 kids, and I don't know, something like that. And or you could just have, you know, whatever you want. Basically whatever you want. But my vision was a single mom of 2 kids, and probably either 2 sisters or a brother and a sister. I'm not really sure. Because one of the bedrooms, it could be for, well, both bedrooms could really be for either a girl or a boy. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, so I figured that's what was my vision for this home, was that kind of a family. And I think it came out really nice, like I said. I mean, what do you think about when you think about the color yellow? You probably think about summer, basically. And I did put a raindrop collector in the backyard. I don't think that that's the proper term for it, but it's where the rain collects, and then they use that water. It recycles through their house, so it's very eco-friendly in that way. So they recycle their water. And I added that in the backyard because I kind of was able to hide it behind a tree, so it just wasn't, you'll see it, I think, in probably the screenshots. I don't know if it made it onto the video, but I did put it in the backyard because I figured, why not? Why not do that? But then if it doesn't rain in your game, does it really work? I mean, I don't know. Because I have been, like, for my Let's Plays, I have been shutting off the rain and stuff, just because if you keep it on, well, I think you can have like light rain, which it hasn't actually light rained in my game, but I think I do have that one on. But I did shut off the thunderstorms, like the thunder showers. Oh my gosh, that is so annoying when that happens, because my Sims get scared. They start running around the house, they're screaming because it's thundering out. And then, like, things start catching on fire in the backyard. Not catching on fire, but they get electrocuted in the backyard, so you have to replace things a little bit more. And you can't really do anything because it's just it's that bad, and if your Sims go out, they could get electrocuted. So it just really doesn't work with what I was trying to accomplish with Let's Plays. So I shut that off because even in my regular gameplay, I think I shut it off now because it's too much. There's too many things. So yeah. I did add this yellow fence, which I love these fences that came with the outdoor stuff pack. Or backyard stuff pack. It's just so nice. I love these fences so much. I use them all the time. And as you see here, we're just jumping in to the house, and I did add in some yellow countertops, which are really nice, and that came with the cottage living, which I am just so in love with cottage living items. The build and buy items, the Kaz items, they just really did a great job, I feel like. Especially with these countertops. I don't know, I just really love them. And I love putting them in my home. As you can see, I think I put them in every single home that I do because they have all of the colors that I'm trying to accomplish, like the blues and the greens and the yellows. And I don't know, does it have a pink? I don't think so, because I think that I really want to do pink for my next one, because I think that will be really fun. And then I don't even think they have purple siding in the game. They should, though. They should have a purple siding, because I want to do purple. But yeah, so I really love these floorboards too. They came with Eco Lifestyle, and I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do a round table or a huge long rectangular table, and I ended up going with the rectangular table because I figured if the Sims that live here, they want to throw parties or do a lot of like dinner parties and celebrate the holidays or something, that it might be nice to have a huge table. And they have the room for it, because when I put the round table in, it was just too small for the area, so I figured that the long rectangular table would be nice. And I do put a lot of plants in this build, and I have been doing that a lot lately. I have been noticing that I've been putting like tables with plants all over them, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that I've noticed that that's how I decorate now, is I just put a lot of plants near windows and things, and I don't know, I just really like doing that. And then I was trying to figure out what kind of like wall art should I do in this home, and I don't know, I really like this. It's the like mirrored flowers, I guess. And then it's supposed to go in kitchens, so I figured in a dining room would be really nice. And then I didn't even know that they had this clock that came with cottage living, and I'm so excited about it because I just feel like this house is gonna have like a lot of mismatched like things. I don't think it's gonna be very put together, like well put together. I think this mom would just be like, listen, this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna just decorate with all of our things, all of our random stuff, knickknacks that we have, and that's what we're gonna do. And I love the cabinets as well. They match so nicely. I just kind of wish that they could like change up the clutter items that are on them so that it doesn't look like you have two cookie jars of the same and then like two glasses that look exactly the same and they're placed exactly the same way. I wish that they could have just like, I don't know, a few just different options of clutter that you could go through and place them down. It could already be like cluttered, and it would just be like different items that are on that shelf in that counter. In that cupboard. But yeah. And then I was just thinking about, I love those lights that came with cats and dogs. I use them all the time. They go in like, I think all of my builds, just because I do like them a lot. And I think they go really well in kitchens. And then, I was just trying to figure out the kitchen and how it would be set up. And I feel like with the sink being on the island, if you wanted to add a dishwasher, I feel like the dishwasher needs to be close to your sink. So yeah, I ended up kind of moving things around just a tiny bit and adding another counter, just so that didn't look like the dishwasher was right on the end there. And I was just adding in some clutter items in the kitchen because I feel like kitchens that are cluttered. I mean, everyone has, well, not everyone, but a majority of people I feel like have a cluttered kitchen. And yeah, and then I was just kind of adding this little tea bar right here on the kitchen, and just adding in some like cups and then like tea boxes, as well as a plant, because I wasn't sure what else to put on that table, and so I figured a plant would be a good idea. And then also some stools, because I just really don't utilize the stools very well, because my Sims are always, I don't know if anyone else is having this problem, but it's like you put stools in, and then some of the Sims sit at the table, but then you have one random Sim that just sits at the counter, and they're like talking to each other from the table and the counter, and you're just like, well, why don't you just come over to the table and sit with us? And they stay at the counter, and that's just like an awkward thing that happens in my game like all the time. So I haven't really been putting countertops in my game for that reason, because I really want everyone to sit at the table together. And if you have everyone just spread out, oh, and then also if you have your living room close to your table, they'll also just go to the living room and sit on the couch and just eat. And it's just like, no, come and sit at the table. And I have this huge long table, and then I got one Sim sitting at it. It doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. And then there we go. The famous plants on the table right by the windows. I just think this kitchen and dining room, now that I'm looking at it, watching it back, is just so pretty. It's really nice and bright and colorful. Well, not like really colorful, but like, I mean, I feel like the yellows and everything are pretty colorful. Oh, and then I was just adding in some like decorative vents, and those are actually like draining vents that go in the city, but I use them in my house as like where it would kind of look like they would be heating vents, and it just kind of adds a little bit more realism to the game if you add those in and make it look like the heat's coming out from the vents. And then I was going to add in a yellow wall, but I was like, I don't know, is that too much yellow? So just added in a muted, natural, like, beige wall. And I love putting curtains in, except, I don't know, I just can't really put curtains in the kitchens. I usually do those, like, blinds, because if you put curtains in the kitchens, it kind of, like, gets cut off by the counters, and then it just doesn't look right. So I just added in these curtains, really nice. And then I'm just adding in a sofa. I'm gonna put the living room in this entryway because I didn't really plan a space for it, and I figured this is the best place for it. Better than anything else, better than adding in an extra space for a living area. So I just decided to add it into the middle of the house, and it did come out pretty nicely, I think. And that way there, it has that little bench right by the door, so if your Sims want to put their shoes on over there. I wish they had like an animation where like your Sims are putting their shoes on to go outside. I mean, I know that would be kind of annoying because it would probably take them forever to freaking put their shoes on because it is The Sims and it takes them like a whole hour just to eat. But I don't know, I just think it would be kind of fun, like that little added extra realism. And then, yeah, I was just adding in some more plants. I don't know, I really want, like, all my Sims to just be plants. Like, they just really love plants. I don't know why. Because I add in plants, like, in all of my builds. But I guess because they're just a really good, like, clutter item. It's just an easy clutter item to grab. And then also, I'm just going to put in some items on the coffee table here. And I was going to put in those magazines, but then I realized that it was custom content. And I really am trying to stay away from the custom content, especially if I'm uploading it to the gallery. I just want to stay away from it. And then, yeah, I'm just adding in some plants, some more plants. And I thought that the yellow flowers would be a nice touch. And then also some more. I was going to put another plant there, but then I was like, nope, too many plants. So I decided not to. Oh, and then the famous little magazine rack that I always place in my builds. Just recently I started doing that. I don't know why. I just really like them near chairs because I just feel like it's just, I don't know. So it's kind of like my grandparent, like my grandfather, he always had his magazine rack like right near his chair where he would sit. And I don't know, maybe I'm just getting nostalgic about my childhood, and I remember my grandpa, and he would just have his magazines right by his chair all the time. Oh, and then I was also putting in this shelf, and I was just kind of like makeshifting a little entryway shelf. So I just lifted up the bags and just made it look like they were just hanging there on the bottom of the shelf. And I just thought that would be kind of fun for the kids. Because like I said, it's going to be 2 girls that I was visioning for this house. And so they would just like hang their bags when they came in, and their book bags look like they're falling out of their backpacks. And yeah, I was just trying to figure out what I could put on the top shelf there. Not a whole lot fits on that shelf. I don't know why, but not a whole lot fits, and it's kind of frustrating. I hope that they fix that soon, that you can like fit a lot more knickknacks and stuff on there, or like make some knickknacks that can fit on there, because it's just really hard to figure out what to put on there because nothing clicks up on top of the shelf but plants. So I added more plants. Oh, and then yeah, here I was gonna add this little yellow bear at the inside of the right on the bench, because I figured, you know, one of the girls would probably just leave it there and just be like, okay, Mr. Bear, I'm going to school, sit here and wait for me when I come home. And then I'm just adding in a mirror at the front door, as well as the little thermometer. All right, and then I was just gonna add in the bedroom over here. So we're gonna go ahead and add in the master bedroom. And so I was just trying to see like what would fit in here, because there was a bed in here before. I don't know if that was caught on camera, but there was a bed in here before, and I was just trying to figure out what would fit in here. And then I don't know, I really love this bed that came with Seasons. It's I love these colors. This is the particular colors that I use. I know I use a lot of like muted and like natural tones, but I just feel like everything just fits so nicely when it's muted and it's just a natural tones. And then yeah, more plants. And also I was adding in some mirrors as well. And oh, and then in this little corner, I was thinking of putting like a desk. I thought that'd be kind of a nice touch, because the mom, she doesn't really have a study. But I mean, this is a pretty good size house. I don't even know how much it is, but it is a pretty good size house. So it's not so little. So I think I might just change the title to just be Yellow House instead of Little Yellow House, because I was going to go for like a littler house, but then I was like, why not just go for a bigger home? But yeah, so she doesn't really need a study because she has quite a big home, but I figured the study would be really nice in her room, right off of her, where her bed is. She could just like wake up in the morning and then go over and check her emails or whatever. And maybe she could like be a lawyer or something. That might be fun. I know that career came with Discovery University. And I'm really glad that they added that, because I really do love that career. I think that's like my favorite career that came with university, was the lawyer career. But yeah, and then I was just adding in these little flowers that came with Eco Lifestyle. I think they fit the room very nicely because it's got like the pinks and the blues and stuff. Also, I love those doors. I think those came with, I think that was Strangerville. I really love those doors, and they come in all of the colors that I have done so far for my homes. So it's been really nice to just add those in as an extra color choice for like yellows or blues or greens. And then also, I love those little wall sconces that came with Cottage Living. So I've been adding those in all my homes because I love them so much. I really love the way that they created those. It just looks so, I don't know, so country, so cute. I love it. And then also, I was gonna add in a bunk bed over here for one of the kids' rooms, because I figured, why not have a bunk bed and then she can have her desk underneath it. I think that would be so much fun, because I was gonna add another bed underneath so that maybe she could have like someone come over and sleep over or something. But then I think in the end I just went with a desk, because nothing was really fitting underneath the bed and it wasn't really looking properly, so it wasn't really looking great. So I just added in a desk so she could do her work or her schoolwork or something. And then also like chat with her friends or something online, which will be fun. So yeah, just adding in a desk. I was trying to figure out what desk would kind of fit in, but I figured that this one would probably fit in the best. And then doing like a sage green, because I went with like pink on the top for the bedspread on the top, which is fine. But it was just like, I don't really want to make it like a super, super pink room. I hope I didn't in the end. I can't really remember. This was like a really long process. It took me quite a few days to do. Just because I just can't sit down and do a whole build in one day. I have to like kind of spread it out with time and stuff like that I have available for it. But yeah, and I really like that I put the little wall sconce underneath the bed. I think it just adds like an extra touch that she just kind of has this little cozy little hideaway that she can just, do her schoolwork or whatever. And then I wanted to add in those fairy lights, but I ended up not, just because it didn't really go. And then I was like, whatever, it's fine. She's got this little skiing picture and then her light for her desk. So it's fine. And then for this one, I was going to just do wallpaper, because I haven't really played around with the wallpaper too much. And I don't know, I just wanted to try it. So I kind of like this checkered pattern wallpaper that I put in. And it kind of is like a muted tone again, so I could go with like some fun, crazy colors in her bedroom. Oh no, I think I do put a lot of pinks in this room. Oh, that's okay, it's fine. Whatever. So yeah, and then I just added in this little cupcake, which I think is so cute. And then this little bear seat, which is so cute as well. And then I was going to put in like a carpet or something, which is another muted tone, just because I am going with quite a lot of pinks in the room. Oh, and then I would just kind of put in this explosion backpack on the floor, even though her backpack's out in the hallway, but we'll just pretend this is a different backpack, not the one from school. And yeah, just adding in some more wall sconces. Oh, and then that light is just a trusty light that every person that has a sim family and they have a child, you need that light, because it prevents your child from waking up because there's monsters under their bed, which she sleeps in a bunk bed, so there's no real monsters that can be under her bed, but I'm sure she'll still wake up. And then she goes and she wakes up the whole house. So to prevent that from happening, you want to put in one of those lights. There's been a few times where I've forgotten to put in the lights, and let me tell you, I stop everything once the first monster shows his face. I stop everything and I put one of those lights in, because it's just so nice to have. I really like it so much, because if you don't have it, they wake up like pretty much every night and they're just freaking out because there's monsters under their bed. So enough of that. I don't want that. So just a really great tip for you. I don't remember where the monsters came from. Was that from Parenthood? I can't really remember, but I know it was like an added thing, and it was, I don't know. I mean, it's cute. It's a really cute addition, but when it happens so often, like every night, it just kind of gets annoying. Because if your sim mom or sim dad have to get up, or even sim teenagers or sim like brothers and sisters, if they get up and they have to be up really early in the morning, it's just way too much. Like way too much. Oh yeah, and then we are on to the second bedroom. So I'm just adding in another carpet. And then I just made this room like, I don't know. I made this room for a sim that is super, super athletic, because I have the soccer, or no, that's baseball, but I have the baseball bedspread, and then I do have the soccer light. And yeah, I just feel like this sim would be super into athletics. And then they also have a little computer, which is kind of an old school computer, because I know now they have like all those all-in-one computers where it's just like a monitor, but this is like an old school computer where like you have to, I mean, it kind of looks like it's from like the 90s or early 2000s. I don't know, that's what I was kind of going for when I chose that one, because it's very clunky. And yeah. And then I'm just adding in some more shelves in their room. And like I said, the reason why I got so frustrated was because I had a shelf out in the living room and nothing would fit on the living room shelf. And then I came in and I'm like, why am I doing this? Why did I put another shelf in this room? Because nothing is going to fit on it. But I did it anyways. And I don't know why I did that. So I just kind of repeat like the same things. I thought that maybe they would have a lot of nail polishes, some books, and some other decorative items. I don't know. I was like, what fits on this shelf? So then I just ended up having to lift this up using a cheat. And because I was just running out of things, I really didn't know what else to put on the shelf. I guess you could put all the My Sims little trophy dolls on the shelf, but you have to put in a cheat for that too to get them. So I don't know. There's just too many things. It was too much for me. Yeah. And then I just put in this little mirror so that they can look at themselves when they get up in the morning if they want to. And then some like decorative trees on the walls. Because I feel like both the children will be actually kids. They're not going to be teenagers yet. So I was building this for kids. So I kind of wanted to make it look like a little, a kid room. So I added in lots of posters and lots of those trees, and yeah. Also, I don't know, I think I add something else. Probably behind the computer. Oh yeah, one of this parenthood little decorative item, and it looks like they went to school and painted a bunch of pictures and then brought them home, or even painted them here at home and put them up on their wall. All right, you guys, I think we're going to be heading into the screenshots very shortly. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will talk to you all in my next video.